Since Miss Carla cannot interview herself, she's asked me to do it. Carla's been in the band. She played in the DuPont High School band. I know because I saw her playing there. That's where I first met her. So how long you been playing, Carla?
I have been playing for 50 plus years.
You're not that old.
Thank you. I've been playing since I was in the 4th grade, and I continued to play through high school, and then I kept on playing after I got out.
What school did you play at in the beginning?
I played at the first was Bell Elementaries, where I had my first lessons, and then I went to DuPont Junior High, and Mr. Stockton was in his first year when I was in the 8th grade, and he always likes to tell everybody that I was one of his first kids, and I remember him fondly as well because he had told the band that he played for the circus band, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever to get to see him playing with the circus band. So
did anybody else in your family before you play music?
My sister played. She was the flute player, and I always wanted to do everything that she did. And I also had 2 of my other sisters. They played in the band, but they faked it. They were they were quite good at faking a note and marching, as a lot of people did. They faked it when they were out on the field. But I can tell you that when I was out on the field and marching with my piccolo, I wanted to be heard in the far reaches of the bleachers.
So you got chill bumps when you were marching?
Yeah.
Playing, as we all did.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first and best musical memory?
Well, I think when I was in the 8th grade, I wanted a piccolo really, really bad, and I thought I was going to get one for Christmas. Thought Santa Claus was going to bring me one because I still believed, and then I didn't get one, and so I was very, very disappointed. And so that Easter, the Easter Bunny brought me a basket, and there was a piccolo in my Easter Bunny basket.
Oh my goodness.
So that was a really fun memory about my parents who made me believe in Santa Claus and made me believe in the Easter Bunny, but yet brought me a piccolo.
Well, how come you decided that you wanted the piccolo the most?
Well, and that's an interesting thing because I'm not really sure, but all the other girls like that were ahead of me, Lisa Copenhaver and Kelly Farrell, they all played the piccolo, and I just wanted to be right there with them. And then when I got one, that's the instrument that I love. I mean, that is the one where I love the flute, but I really love the piccolo. I don't know why. We just go together.
Well, let me ask you something. What was one of the most interesting people you have met, like through music, that you appreciate the most? Or...
That is a good question. Several years ago, Tom and I, we went on a cruise, and it was a community band at sea cruise, and the director, his name was Gerald Gilbeau, and he's from Louisiana, and he was so interesting because he just did everything. There was a community band association, and he was the president of it, and he just was very interesting to me, and I still would like to go on more cruises with him and get to kind of pick his brain and see how they do it in the other side of the country.
Yeah, that sounds. And what challenges through music have you overcome through life?
Well, when I was 22, I and my ex-husband, we went to Alaska. He was in the Army, and when I got there, I was very homesick because Alaska and West Virginia are like worlds apart. You just can't go overnight and go see your parents, and so I got real homesick. And so without the help of the internet or anything, I found a community band, and it was like going home. Like everybody was familiar to me, and once a drummer, always a drummer. once,
Yeah.
People are the same wherever you go, especially in the band. And I found my home, and I was much more comfortable living so far away from home when I had my music.
Great. And what kind of advice would you give a younger person that would like to join the band or is thinking about joining the band? How would you encourage them in your own words?
I would say never quit. Even if it's not the hip thing to do, even if it's not something that everybody's doing, or they don't want you to do it, if you love it, you keep it up. I have always called myself a band geek. I have and I didn't care. And all of my friends were the same way. All of us band people were band geeks. We stick together through thick and thin. And I think that once you find that place, don't let anybody take it away from you. And one of the things my parents used to say is, you keep on practicing no matter what. Even if you're like last chair, you keep practicing, and eventually you're going to get better and better, and all of a sudden you'll be doing those solos. If you've practiced them, you can, all of a sudden that person who is there playing them will be absent, and then you'll get to play it. And I have always done that. If I've been playing second chair, I get the first chair music and play it. And so look at me today. I am the principal flutist of the Metro Band.
And a couple other bands that she's not mentioning now. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this that would give people more encouragement? Or
I would like to say, start your children when they are young, before they find out that it's more fun to be with their friends and playing video games. It's not more fun. It's more fun to be in the band and be with your peers. And don't let them tell you what they should do. You need to start them in music right now when they're little. You be the parent. Don't be their friend. Make them take their piano lessons. They will always thank you. They may hate you for a few years, but they will always thank you when they're older for those music lessons.
When you first started music, one thing I was wondering about, like the first 3 notes you learned to play, did you play them over and over and over?
So I do think there are some songs that you play over and over, like Mary Had a Little Lamb. I mean, I learned to play that. That was probably my very first song that I learned to play, and that's the 3 notes over and over and over again. And you hear a tune in your head, and 3 Blind Mice have like the same notes. So yeah, I do think you just play the same notes over and over again until you can play more.
Yeah, great. I think this is a good interview. I think Karela did a good job.
Thank you.